Ben, good morning. How you doing?
Morning, Simon. Nice to see you again.
Yes, likewise, likewise, likewise. Listen, thanks for spending a couple of minutes. What we're really just trying to cover here today is take 10 minutes or so to talk a little bit about the relationship between Totalmobile and the Cardo Group, how we're working together, you're using our technology across your different service areas, and just give people who are watching this a little bit of a feel about the Cardo Group itself and what your objectives are. So I suppose for those who are potentially unfamiliar with the Cardo Group and what you guys do, could you give a little bit of introduction of who you are as an organization? I suppose maybe a little bit about yourself and your role within the Cardo Group.
Yeah, sure, Simon, not a problem. So we are a group of companies under the Cardo Group banner. We offer a full suite of property maintenance solutions across both social housing and public bodies, ranging geographic area currently from the southeast of England, south of England, southwest of England, up into the Midlands, and currently the south of Wales, but with quite considerable aspirations to expand that footprint in the next 2 to 3 years. As I say, it's a full kind of asset management suite of solutions, so responsive repair, voids and empty homes, compliance, cyclical maintenance, planned works, all for, as I say, for social housing providers, but also public bodies as well. So we
Hmm.
also do non-domestic maintenance. We number currently around about 800 employees, and with that, quite a wide-ranging supply chain as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
my role, I'm the Chief Information Officer.
Okay.
Sounds grand. Ultimately, that means I'm across the group. I'm responsible for all our business processes and all of our systems. So the role is it's kind of a dual role. It's not just a stereotypical kind of IT role. Within my team sits our kind of business improvement and data team. So we're, as well as kind of looking after the day-to-day systems, we're also the ones that are trying to give us good data and good processes to just generally make us better at what we do if we can. Um, I've been in the role since the sort of start of the group of companies, but I
Mhm.
previously worked quite closely with the kind of founding company, which was LCB Group before that.
Yeah, interesting, interesting. And I know Total Mobile and the Cardo Group are through
Yep.
different iterations. We've worked together for a while now. Can you tell
Yes.
us a little
Yep.
bit about the journey we've been on together and maybe give a little bit
Yep.
of an insight into the solutions that you're using from Total Mobile and where across the business you are currently using them?
Yeah. Um, so we were first introduced to the Totalmobile product when it was just LCB Group.
Yeah.
Um, so that business had outgrown its current works order system. So we did not so much of a formal sort of exercise to look at it. We went out, looked at the market, saw that what was out there, took some recommendations. And if I'm totally honest, one of the main factors of choosing the Totalmobile suite was its use within a lot of our client base. It
Hmm.
seemed to be a
Hmm.
good fit for that. Um, Totally honest with you, we were aware it wasn't a system at the time that many contractors were using, but
Hmm.
we were quite comfortable and confident with the discussions that we had at the time that that was something that the Totalmo were going to commit to, was kind of a product development for along the lines of contractors. But ultimately at that time we were a social housing, as I say, sort of public body
Sure.
maintenance provider. So it we had the same requirements as an internal
Yeah.
repairs service, so it fitted. So we were using Connect and Mobilize within that business. We're now introducing the Totalmobile suite across our other subsidiary businesses. So recently, as with the group kind of forming and our recent acquisitions, we did an assessment of the works order systems across those businesses, and we actually selected Totalmobile to be kind of now the group's partner. And that was
Awesome.
important for us because we do have some significant objectives around growth, and we really wanted a partner that wasn't just suitable for where we are now. It's where we want to be in 2 or 3 years' time,
Hmm.
um,
Hmm. Hmm.
and kind of the discussions with the team at Totalmobile, we're more than happy with who we've selected. So we'll be introduced. We've got migrations and introductions from afresh into our subsidiary companies, and then we'll be adding to that further products within our roadmap, which will be Protect and Insight hopefully later this year.
I think that's really interesting, Ben. I think there's a couple of things I picked up from that. And it was clearly as a group with multiple different subsidiaries, if maybe that's the right term. I think that consistency of platform was clearly something that you really valued. And then, as you said, as you looked into the future as well, working with somebody who can support your growth and can allow you to drive continuous innovation and improvement was something
It's
you obviously valued.
Yeah, it's a challenge. To select a single product across that's going to be suitable for such a wide geography.
Yeah.
Like I say, our clients are similar in general terms, but everyone is slightly different in their requirements. Different IT systems for
Yes.
interfacing, different cost models. They do differ. So we needed a product that offered quite a high degree of flexibility, but matched to that something that didn't require a huge amount of maintenance of that from our side
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
So, we wanted a product also that was going to look at what's sort of where the industry is going and having solutions for that in the future, which is something that Totalmobile are very much committed to. And it is useful to work with a supplier that doesn't just work with contractors. Predominantly, let's be
Yes.
honest, Totalmobile's base is our clients as well. So we benefit a lot from the development of what client organizations are pushing Totalmobile for, but also the development very much from a contractor's point of view. And we quite like that relationship. That works for us.
Yeah, I imagine I was just going to touch upon relationship. I imagine it's a little bit
Yeah.
more than just product as well. I assume the people that you're working with and the people that work with from Totalmobile that work with the Cardo account, gives you confidence about being able to deliver in the future.
It is. There's the general support desk really good, really responsive. That's important for my first line support team when they need to go
Yeah.
to that second line. It's responsive. Our relationship with our account director, John Banham, is fantastic. I'm regularly in contact with David Webb, managing
Yeah.
director.
Yeah.
Getting involved in the user groups, getting involved in that sort of roadmap, having the conversations with the product development team when new functionality is being discussed. Yeah, it's nice from my point of view to be able to have that input at the start of a product development kind
Yes.
of journey that you guys have, and then actually see the end of that is something that's going to benefit our customers as well.
Fantastic. So let's look at, where you're using the technology at this particular moment in time.
Yeah.
Whenever you reflect on that, what are some of the impacts that you believe that's provided you right now? And is there any particular value or benefits that you think that the product is delivering to you as an organization, and how you deliver services, but also those frontline workers that you have across the Cardo Group who are actually delivering the services on a day-to-day basis?
But if we consider the frontline kind of office-based staff separate
Yeah.
to our operatives who are out and about, they're definitely having everything in one place certainly improves, if the multiple methods of communication in the past of trying to find where a piece of information is stored, that's no longer an issue. Everything is in one place. So it's very easy for the teams to share information with each other. Um, when we originally took the product, just as a business, we were quite siloed in our contracts and the way that we managed our resources, our operatives. We've had the ability with Connect now to move to a shared model now. So we're managing operatives across huge geographic areas, relatively huge geographic areas, not necessarily sort of being owned within a certain team. So it's given us a lot more flexibility, a lot more efficiency on that basis. The balance between the dynamic scheduling and the dynamic dispatch on the day, which we thought particularly within Connect, there's a lot of systems offer dynamic scheduling and route optimization, but the dynamic dispatch on the day when you work in our industry with levels of no access and change of the work when you arrive on site, travel times, all of that, the day doesn't evolve as the system has tried to optimize it the night before, and that ability to quickly shift work around so that we can get as much of that workload done in the day, but also our planners being aware of what work is in jeopardy, is potentially going to become a problem, is hugely valuable. So we can actually act on that. And I think that's made a big impact on our customers. Access to the live data, brilliant, particularly for our frontline staff. It's great to look at KPIs at the end of a month and do a review, but it's even better to have it there in your face throughout the day. Yeah. So you can see where problems are starting to occur and deal with them. We've got clients actively using Connect directly themselves, so where we are their sole maintenance service. We've moved away from a model of interfacing. We let them use Connect as if it's their works order system. They're raising the orders themselves. They're appointing at the first point of contact straight into our diaries, using the same live, unfettered data that we use, whereas that's quite unique to just give that level of access to the clients. We're building kind of bespoke diagnosis matrices now for our clients instead of just a standardized one. So we're really bespoking it to the differing profiles of particularly the domestic work, the different profiles of our customers. Yeah. Some of our customers have a lot more general needs housing. Some of them are a lot more sheltered or vulnerable. So we're changing that level of diagnosis, description, and the sort of scripts we're using to do that. And I think for our operatives, the biggest thing, particularly right at the outset when we moved LCB's original works order system, the ease of use of the app. Just, we want our operatives to be completing the work, not having to
absolutely.
Sort of, whereas we're aware everyone lives their lives on their mobile device these days, and it just a very simple to use app was important to us. And yeah, we had some troubles getting it introduced in the first place, but now we get very little, I won't call it complaint, but very little negative feedback from our operatives for the time they have to spend on the paperwork, as they still call it. There's probably quite a longer list of benefits, but they're probably the main ones.
Listen, that's very comprehensive, Ben. Absolutely. I think it's fair to say it is actually having a significant impact upon multiple areas of service delivery, and really is kind of touching multiple stakeholders throughout that process to deliver value.
Very much so. Yeah. Because we're ultimately a service provider, so we're measured on the service. We don't, not only that we provide to our client organizations, but also to their customers, ultimately to the resident. There's three ways to look at our performance. There's the way we look at it as a business, our internal performance, profit. We are a commercial entity, but we're aware we're working for publicly funded bodies where the emphasis is probably more on the customer journey that they have and the service to their residents. And then ultimately you are providing a service directly to a resident of a property or a caretaker of a school or so on. So there's lots of different people involved.
Yeah. So listen, you mentioned kind of earlier on in the call here about your ambitious growth plans over the next couple of years and what you're sort of trying to achieve as an organization. Can you give us a little bit of an insight to maybe some things you're trying to do over the next kind of 12 months and how working with Totalmobile can actually help you achieve those strategic goals?
So the main one is going to be the implementation of the products across every subsidiary.
Yes.
And then we've got project with Totalmobile to then consolidate that data together, so that we can actually report on a group level. And key to that will be the introduction of the Insight product, which we're really excited to get up and running. That moves us away from kind of reporting on data at the individual account level within Connect, and allows us to consolidate that up into group level. So we'll be able to do a lot more in-depth analysis in that. Key to us is data for decision making, and I've talked about that model of sharing operatives. Now, as we start to acquire businesses, we start to, the resource pool gets bigger and bigger, but and what comes with that is the spread of the properties, the spread of our clients gets wider. So to have a tool such as Insight, that is something we're really keen to get our hands on. We will be introducing Protect as well. So we have lone worker solutions at the moment, but to have one that's integrated within the works order system and linked to that, the duration of the job, it's also just another improvement for our responsibilities we have for mobile workers. Interfacing, another area we're working to improve. The level of interfacing is, as a requirement, is getting greater. You need to get it simpler. We need to get it easier. We need to get it quicker to implement. Because typically we've got quite strict deadlines on mobilization. So the ability to sort of get interfaces up and running and the health of them and make sure the data is accurate, clean.
Yes.
Working on that. And it's just the most recent one we've talked about was, we do offer a total asset management service. So we're aware the development of the asset lifecycle management within the product.
Yes.
So we're in discussions about that to see how that could benefit us, could benefit our clients more, see it as a product that we think will certainly enhance the services we offer to our clients. And we're just in sort of the early discussions over how that would work for us. And as I said, there's a whole list of areas the industry is moving into, the Internet of Things, sensors,
Yes.
the damp and mold sensors. Not something we're actively using at the moment, but certainly it's something we probably need to start looking at. Probably more so driven by our client organizations in that sense, but it's just good, as I say, it's just good to see that the roadmap for development is looking at where we're going to be as an industry in the next 12 months, 2 years, and not just what we have to have right now.
Yeah, so you touched upon loads of things there. To be fair, insight and that, harnessing data to encourage continuous improvement, to be able to kind of protect the loan workers. You talked about the asset management piece. There's lots of avenues here.
Insight. Just take it from my own personal view. Insight is probably the one that kind of excites me the most, because we carry a wealth of data within the product, within the system. The visualization of that data is the important bit. And we could have chosen a route of using a Power BI, for example, and using the access we have to our data to do that. But we're very interested in the insight approach, both from the contract performance management, but also the employee kind of work card.
Yes.
That again, we are a commercial entity, so the more efficient we can become, the better we are internally. So that's twofold. How can we be better in the services we deliver to our clients, but how can we become more efficient? And the efficiencies come ultimately from our operative workforce that are out there delivering the service.
And the visibility of the data and the information and understanding enables you to make those decisions.
And not having to wait for that on a kind of historic basis and look backwards, to have it there. Indeed. Is
very exciting. Listen, thank you for your time. I won't take up any more of your morning. Hopefully those that are watching this video find that very, very interesting. I think, it's great to be working with the Cardo Group. I think we've done a lot of great stuff already. And just from listening to what you've been talking about the last 5 minutes, there's a lot of great stuff for us still to do together. So looking forward to continuing that journey. And thank you again. I'm sure we will speak soon.
No problem. Thanks, Simon.
Cheers, Ben. Thanks, Tom.